Thank you, Mr Speaker. And look, I rise today to talk about my deep concerns for our export economy. The crisis that we have facing before us is significant and it will impact South Australian jobs. And let us remind ourselves that exports have always been the backbone of our economy. You simply have to look at the symbolism here in the House. On our very carpet before us is wheat and grapes. Exports are incredibly important. It employs 79,000 South Australians. 79,000 South Australians are employed in export-related jobs. Now, we have significant export areas of success, obviously wine, education, metals, meat and wheat. And remind ourselves, it was $2 billion of exports of wine from South Australia. $2 billion. Now, when there are trade tensions and confusion, it is often the workers and the owners of businesses that are the innocent bystanders that get affected. And this is what we're seeing now, with this dramatic increase of tariffs on our wine to China. Now, I've spent a lot of the summer reaching out and talking to stakeholders. I take the time to talk to people all over South Australia. What is the impact of this dramatic increase on tariffs? How will it affect you and your workers, your business? Now, there was a very clear message to me that even if you are a winery that doesn't export to China, you have been dramatically impacted because it's changed the whole scenario where suddenly the market is flooded. We've seen heavy discounting and we've seen bulk purchase of wine. But more seriously, what I heard was about contracts ripped up. Grape growers who had contracts for people to buy their grapes find that contract cancelled. And what people are worried about is their cash flow and how they're going to pay their bank loans. And of course we know those who are still relying on JobKeeper know that it's ending in March. Now, at the end of last year, I asked the government questions about this. I raised my concern from as early as August 2020 about what we were going to do about this looming impact on our wine industry. I mean, is the state government even concerned about the impact? What is the response of the government to this impact? What is the government going to do? Now, not only have the government not given me a satisfactory answer about any of these areas, they're not giving it to people who are out there being hurt by this as well. They've written to the state government and said to them, we need your help. And they haven't received anything to satisfy them that this is a concern. Now, we know that there is no plan for this government. We know that they are not having a sense of urgency to support people here. But let me be clear how much of an impact this is. Last year, when you looked at the Australian red wine exports to China, in October we exported $159.9 million worth to China, and in December, $3.3 million. That is jobs. That is South Australian jobs that are going to disappear because of that decrease in exports. Now, my question to the government is, what are you going to do to market for our wineries? What are you going to do to provide economic support? Where is your leadership?